Dr. Grace.
Doctor? Let her come.
Come in, Susanna.
What did the doctor say, child?
Dr. Briggs, he bid me come and tell you, Reverend Sir, that he cannot discover no medicine for it in his books.
Then he must search on.
Aye, sir, he hath been searching his books since he last left you, sir. But he bid me tell you that you meant to unnatural things for the cause of it.
No. No, tell him if you know unnatural causes. I have sent to Reverend Hale of Beverly, and he will surely confirm that. Let him put medicine for it. If I was lying, I thought of unnatural causes. There be none.
Aye, sir, he
Speak nothing of it, Susanna.
So directly home and speak nothing of unnatural causes.
Aye, sir, I pray for her.
Uncle, the rumor of witchcraft is all about. I think you'd best go down and deny it yourself. The parlor's packed with people, sir, all sitting there.
What shall I tell? That my daughter and my niece have discovered dancing like heathens in the
You
forest.
did dance, but you tell them I confessed it. But let's begin a witchcraft. Wedding's not witched.
I cannot go before them now until I know that you have not opened with me. What did you do with her in the forest?
It's dance, Uncle. And when you leaped in on us so suddenly, Betty were frightened, and then she fainted. And there's the whole of it.
Child, sit you down.
I've never hurt Betty. Love her dearly.
Abigail, I have no wish to punish you. That will come in its time. But if you traffic through spirits, I must know it. My enemies will know, ruin me with it.
But we never conjured spirits.
Then why did she not move herself since midnight? This child is desperate. It must come out. My enemies will bring it out. Do you understand that I have many enemies?
I know it, sir.
There's a faction in this village dedicated to driving me from the pulpit. Do you know it?
I think so, Uncle.
Now, in the midst of such disruption, my own household has discovered to be the very center of some obscene practice. Abominations done in the
It
forest.
were only sport, Uncle.
I saw Chichipo waving her arms over the fire. Why was she doing that? I heard screeching and gibberish coming from her mouth.
She always sings Rubedo songs and we dance.
I do not believe what I saw, Abigail. I saw a dress lying in the grass.
A dress?
I dressed. I thought I saw someone naked running through the trees.
No one was naked. You mistake yourself, Uncle.
I saw it! Now tell me true. Now my ministry is at stake. My ministry, and perhaps your cousin's very life. Whatever you have done here, tell me all of it now, for I dare not be taken unawares when they go before the down there.
There's nothing more. I swear it, Uncle.
Abigail, I have spent 3 long years bending these stiff-necked people to me. And now finally when there seems to be some measure of respect for me in the parish, you compromise my very character. I have given you a home, child. I have put clothes upon your back. Now tell me true. Your name in the village, it is entirely white, is it not?
I believe so, sir. There be no blush about my name.
Do you know the reason what you have told me for Lady Proctor discharging you? It sits hard upon me that you have been here 7 months now, and no other family has been calling for your services.
But slaves, not such as I. Let them send to Barbados for that. I will not black my face for any of them.
No, I can't have. Good morning,
This
Mrs.
is a marvel. Surely it's a stroke of hell upon
It
you.
is not a stroke of hell upon me.
How high did you fly, Mr. Paris? How high?
She never flew. She
I'm
never.
sure she did. Mr. Collins saw her going over Eaglesville's farm. Came down like a bird, he says.
She never flew. Good morning, Mr.
It is a providence the thing is out now. It is a providence.
What's out, sir? What's out?
Why, her eyes is closed. Look you at.
Why, that's strange. Ours is open.
Your little Ruth is sick.
Oh, I'm not called sick. The devil's touch is much heavier than sick, Mr. Paris, and it's death. It's death driving into the forked and hooked.
Pray not. How does your child ail?
She ails as she must. She never waked this morning, but her eyes open, and she walks. She hears not and sees not and cannot even eat. Surely her very soul is taken.
They say you sent for Reverend Hale of Beverly.
A precaution only. Mr. Hale has much knowledge of
He
all
has
mine.
indeed. And he found a witch in Beverly just last year. Let you remember that.
Goody Ann, they only thought that we're a witch. And I am certain there be no element of witchcraft here.
No witchcraft. Now look you,
But
sir.
Thomas, I pray you lead not to witchcraft. I would think that you least of all, Thomas, with such a disastrous charge laid upon me. We cannot lead to witchcraft in this. Then how will we understand what such corruption in my house?
Now look you, Mr. Paris. I have taken your part in all contention here, and I will continue. But I cannot if we pull back in this. There are hurtful, vengeful spirits laying hands on these children.
Thomas, we
And
cannot.
tell Mr. Paris what you have done.
Mr. Paris, upon my soul. But who else may surely tell us what person murdered my baby?
Woman!
They were murdered, Mr. Harris. And you mark this as proof. Mark it. Last night my roots were ever so close to their spirits. I know it, sir. For how else is she struck down now, except that some power of darkness would stop her out? It is a marvelous sign, Mr. Harris.
Don't you understand it, sir? There's a murdering witch among us, bound to keep herself in the dark. Let your enemies make with what they will. You cannot keep it more.
And you were summoning spirits last night. Oh, now I'm undone.
You are not undone. Let you take hold here. Wait for an order to charge. You declare it yourself. You have discovered witchcraft.
In my house, Thomas, they will top me with it.
Your apartment. I only thought to see how that is.
Why aren't you home? Who's with Ruth?
Her grandma. She's improved a little. She's more powerful to me than before. I fear no more. It's a grand sneeze. Another like it will shake her wits together, I'm sure.
Would you leave me now, Thomas? I would pray a while alone.
Uncle, you prayed since midnight. Why did you not go down and...
No, I will wait until Mr. Hale arrives.
Now look you, sir. Let you strike out against the devil, and the village will bless you for it. Come down, speak to them, pray with them. They're thirsting for your word, mister. Surely you'll pray with them.
I have no stomach for disputation this morning. I will leave it to song. But let you say nothing of witchcraft. I will not discuss it. I've had enough contention since I come here. I want no more.
Mercy, go home to Ruth. You hear?
If she starts from the window, cry for me at once.
Yes, Uncle.
There's a terrible power in her arms today.
How is Ruth sick?
Spirit, I know not. She seems to walk like a devil since last
Betty! Betty! Now stop this. Sit up now. Betty!
Have you tried? I gave her a good one and it ripped it for me.
No. No, he'll be coming up soon. If they question us, tell them we danced. I told them that much already. And the whore. He saw you naked. Oh, Jesus.
What do we do? The whole village is out. Oh, what will we do? I just come from the farm. The whole country's talking witchcraft, Abby. They'll be calling us witches. They'll be calling us witches.
She needs to tell him.
Abby, we've got to tell. Witchery's a hang there. A hang like they done in Boston 2 years ago. You must tell the truth, Abby. You'll only be whipped for dancing and for the other thing.
Will be whipped.
I never done none of it, Abby. I only looked.
Now you're a great one for looking, aren't you, Mary Moore? Betty? Betty! No, Betty, dear, sit up now. It's Abigail. I'll beat you, Betty! Why, you seem improving. Now look, I talked to your papa and I told him everything. So there's nothing to
I want my mama.
What ails you, Betty? Your mama's dead and buried.
I'll fight him on bloody foot.
No! I talked to your papa. I told him everything. He knows now.
You drink blood, Abby. You drink blood.
Betty, you will never say that again.
You did. You drink the charm from John Crosby's wife. You drink the charm from Goody Crosby.
Shut it! Now shut it! You, all of you, we danced, and each of us conjured new Putnam's dead sisters, and that is all. And mark this, that either we read the word or the edge of a word of the other things, and I will come to you in the black of some terrible night, and I will acquaint you in that real show. You know I can do it. I saw my parents' head smashed on the pillow next to mine, and I have seen some wretch working at night, and I can make you wish you had never seen the sun go down. Now you stupid stop it!
Oh, she's going to die. It's a sin to
I
die.
say shut it, anyone!
Oh, I'm just going home, Mr. Proctor.
Be you foolish, Mary Warren? Be you deaf? I forbid you the house, did I not? Why shall I pay you? I'm looking for you more often than my cows.
I only come to see the great doings of the world.
I'll show you a great doing on your arch one of these days. I'll get you home. My wife is waiting with your work.
I'd best be out. I found my room watch. Good morning.
She's only gone silly somehow. She'll come out of it.
So she flies, eh? Where are her wings?
Oh, John, surely you're not believing she flies.
Rode past my house to the pilgrimage to Salem all morning. The town's mum of witchcraft.
Hush. We were dancing in the woods last night. My uncle the nuns. She never fright song.
Dancing by moonlight. You'll be collecting the stocks for your 20.
Give me a word, John. Soft word.
Well, we have not come to that.
Go 5 miles, see a silly girl fly. I know you better.
I've come to see what Mr. Drunk is brewing. Put it out of mind, Abby. I'll not be coming for you more.
John, I'm waiting for you every night.
Put it out of mind.
Show that you're sporting with me.
You know me better.
I know how you clutched my back behind your house and sweated like a stallion whenever I came near. I saw your face when she put me out. If you love me, then you do now.
That's a wild thing to say.
A wild thing may say wild things. I've seen you since she put me out. I've seen the nights.
Yeah, I'd probably step off my fondness that month.
I have a sense for you, John. And yours has drawn me to my room.
Perhaps I have.
I cannot sleep for dreaming. I cannot dream, but when I wake up and I walk about the house, I find you coming through some door.
Child.
How dare you call me child!
I never think you soften from time to time, but I will cut off my hand before I'll ever reach you again. Put it out of mind, Abby. We never touched.
Oh, but we did.
But we did not!
Marvel has to cold. Sniveling white may let such a moose.
You speak nothing, Elizabeth!
She's blackening my name in the village. She's telling lies about
You
me.
look for whipping!
John Crawford acknowledging my heart. I never knew the pretense they was. I never knew the lies I was taught by these Christian women. Coming men. Now you can me tear the light out of my eyes. I will not. I cannot. You love me, John. And whatever sin it is, you love me yet. John! Pity me.
God.
Pity me.
The Lord God. There's a heart sickness here, Giles boys, so please keep the peace.
I've not said a word. No one here can testify I've said a word.
Has she flown? I hear she flies. Man, be quiet now.
Rebecca, what have you done? Pray, calm yourself. I have 11 children, and I am 26 times a grandma. I have seen them all to their silly season. When we come on them, they will run desperately, keeping up with their mischief. I think she'll wait when she tires of it. Child's spirit is like a child. You can never catch it by running after it. You must stand still, for love itself will soon come back.
Aye, that's the truth, Beth.
Rebecca, this is no silly season. My Ruth is bewildered, Rebecca. She cannot even eat.
Perhaps she's not conquered yet. Mr. Paris, I hope you've not decided to go into the spirits. I've heard promises of that outside, and
There's a wide opinion running in the church that the devil is loose in Salem. I would satisfy them that they are wrong.
Then let you come on and call them wrong. Are you our minister here or Mr. Hale? Did you consult the wardens of the church group before you called this minister to look for devils?
I did not call him to look for devils.
Then what's he coming for?
There be children dying in the village,
I
mister.
see none dying.
Be calm. Mr. Paris, I think you'd best send Reverend Hale back as soon as you come. This will set us all to arguing in society, and we thought to have peace this year. I think we ought to rely on Dr. Griggs now and live there.
Rebecca, the doctor's baffled.
So he is, and let us go to God for the cause of it. There's prodigious danger in the seeking of good spirits. I fear it. I fear it. Let us rather blame ourselves.
How may we blame ourselves? I am one of 9 sons, the Putnam seat of people this province. Yet I have but one child left of 8, and now she shrivels.
Fathom that.
Rebecca, would you think it's God's work that you never lose a child or a grandchild either? And I bury all but one?
When Reverend Hale arrives, we will proceed to look for signs of witchcraft here.
You cannot command Mr. Paris. We vote by name in society, not by acreage.
I never heard you worried so on this society, Mr. Proctor. I do not think I've seen you at Sabbath meetings since snow flew.
Trouble enough, but I go 5 miles to hear a preach only hellfire and bloody damnation. Then many others will stay away from church these days because they hardly ever mention God anymore.
Why, that's a drastic
It's
charge.
not true. There are many that fail to bring their children.
I do not preach for children, Rebecca. It is not the children who are unmindful of their obligations to this ministry. Where is my firewood? My contract provides I be supplied with all my firewood. I've been since November without a stick. And even then, I had to come to my frostbitten hands like some London beggar.
You are a
am not some bougie farmer with a book under my arm. I am a graduate of Harvard College.
I am well instructed in mathematics.
You will look long and hard for a man of my kind with 66 pounds a year. I am not used to this poverty. I love thrifty business in Barbados to serve the Lord. I cannot fathom why I am persecuted here. I cannot seem to offer one proposition without there be a howling riot of arguments. I've often wondered if the devil be in it somewhere. I cannot understand it otherwise.
Mr. Paris, you are the first minister ever to demand a deed to this house.
I am your third minister in 7 years. I do not wish to be put up like a cat whenever the majority feels the wind. You people seem not to realize that a minister is the Lord's man in church. A minister is not so idly crossed and contradicted. There's either obedience or the church will burn like hell is burning.
Can you speak 1 minute without we land in hell? I am sick of hell!
It's not for you, sir. What is good for you to hear?
Speak my mind, I think.
What, are we Quakers? We are not Quakers yet, Mr. Proctor, and you do well to tell your followers that.
My followers?
Followers, I'm not blind. There's a faction here, there's a faction and a party.
Against you.
Against him in all authority.
Why then? I must find it and join it.
She does not
I
mean
mean
that.
it solemnly, Rebecca. I like not the smell of this authority. I have a crop of sown lumber to drag home. What say you, Giles? Let's find that party. He says there's a party.
I think not, John. I've changed my opinion of this man. Mr. Paris, I beg your pardon. I never knew you had so much irony.
Why, thank you, Giles.
It bring to mind what the trouble be among us all these years. Think of it. Wherefore is everyone suing everyone else? Why, I have been in court just 6 times this year.
Is it the devil's fault that a man cannot say a good morning without you clap him for defamation? You're old, Giles. You're not hearing as well as you did.
John Proctor, I have just last month collected £4 damages from you for publicly saying that I burned
I
the
never
lumber
said no
your house.
such thing. But I paid you for it. I can call you Jack without charge. Now come along, Giles, and help me drag my lumber home.
I'll be damned first.
A moment, Mr. Proctor. What lumber is that you're dragging home, if I may ask you?
My lumber from all my forest by the riverside.
Why, we are surely gone wild this year. What anarchy is this? That lumber is in my bounds. It's in my bounds,
These
Mr.
your
Proctor.
bounds? I bought that tract from Gurnus' husband 5 months
He
ago.
had no right to sell it. It states clear in my grandfather's will that all land between the
Your
river and...
grandfather had a habit of willing land that never belonged to him. If I may say plain.
That's God's truth. He nearly willed away my old pasture when he knew I'd break his fingers before he laid his name to it. Come on, John, let's get that lumber home. I feel a sudden will to work coming on.
You load one oak of mine and you'll fight to drag it home.
I will win, too, this fool and I. Come on.
I'll have my men on you, Corey. I'll clap rich on you.
Someone take these.
Thank you. Come, Mr. Hill. Items are heavy.
They must be. They're weighted down with authority.
Well, you do come prepared.
We shall need hard study if it comes to tracking down the old boy. You cannot be Rebecca Nurse.
I am, sir. Do you know me?
It's strange how I knew you, but I suppose you look as such a good soul should. We've all heard of your great charities in Beverly.
Do you know this man? Mr. Thomas Putnam and his good wife Anne?
What am I? Not expecting such distinguished company, sir.
It does not seem to help us today, Mr. Hale. We look to you to come to our house and save our child.
Your child ails too?
Her soul, her very soul seems flown away. She sleeps and she walks.
She cannot eat.
Cannot eat. Do you men also have afflicted children?
No, these are just farmers. John Proctor.
You don't believe in witches?
I have spoken which is one way or the other. Will you come, Giles?
No, but I'll write some few questions to ask this fellow.
I've heard you be a sensible man, Mr. Hale. I hope you'll lead to live in Salem.
Will you look to my daughter, sir? She tried to leap out the window, and we caught her on the high road, waving her arms as if she would fly.
Tries to fly.
She cannot bear to give the Lord's name. That's a sure sign of witchcraft.
No. Now let me instruct you. We cannot afford to look to superstition in this. The devil is precise. The marks of his judgment are definite as stone, and we must look only for his proper signs and judge nothing beforehand. And I must tell you all that I shall not proceed unless you are prepared to believe me if I should find no trace of hell in this.
It is agreed, sir. It is agreed. We shall abide by your decision.
Good then. What were your first warning of this strangeness?
Well, I discovered her and my niece Abigail and 10 or 12 others dancing in the woods last night.
You permit dancing?
No, and we're secrets.
Mr. Paris's slave has knowledge of conjuring, sir.
You cannot know that, do you?
I know it, sir. I know it. I sent my child that she should learn from Tituba, who murdered her sister.
Goody Ann, such a child you can't represent.
Let God blame me, Rebecca, not you. I'm sick of you judging me. Mr. Hale, can it be natural work to lose 7 children before they live a day?
Shh. 7 dead in childbirth.
What book is that, sir?
Here is all the invisible world, caught, defined, and calculated. In these books, the devil stands stripped of all his brute disguises. Here are your incubi and succubi, your witches that go by land, by air, and by sea, your wizards of the night and of the day. Have no fear now, we shall find him out if he has come among us. They mean to crush him utterly if he has shown his face.
Will it hurt the child, sir?
We cannot tell if she is truly in the devil's grip. We may have to rip and tear to get her free.
I think I'll go then. I am too old for this.
Why, Rebecca, you may open up the boil of all our troubles today.
Let us hope for that. I go to God for you, sir.
I hope you do not mean that we go to Satan here.
I wish I knew.
Come, Mr. Hale. Let's get on. Sit you here.
Mr. Hale, I have been always wanting to ask a learned man, what means the reading of strange books?
What books?
I cannot tell. She hides them.
Who does this?
Martha, my wife. Many a night I have awakened to find her reading in the corner of a book. Now, what do you make of that?
Wait, that's not necessarily...
It discomfits me. Why, last night, mark this, I tried and could not say my prayers. Then, she closed her book and walked out of the house and, mark this, I could pray.
Ah, the stoppage of prayer, that is strange. I should like to speak further.
I'm not saying she's touched the devil now, but I would admire to know what books she reads and why she reads them.
I will discuss it. Now mark me. If the devil is in her, you will witness some frightful wonders in this room tonight, so please to keep your wits about you. Mr. Putnam, stand close in case she cries. Now, Betty dear, will you sit up? Can you hear me? I am John Hale, minister of Beverly. I have come to help you, dear. Do you remember my 2 little girls in Beverly?
How could it be the devil? Why would you choose my house to strike?
Victory would the devil have to win a soul already had. It is the best the devil wants, and who is better than the minister?
That's deep, Mr. Hale. Deep.
Does someone afflict you, child? It need not be a woman, mind you, or a man. Perhaps some bird comes to you invisible to others. Perhaps some pig or any beast at all. Is there some figure bids you fly? In nomine Domini sabeo sui predicae deon infernos. Abigail, what sort of dancing were you doing in the forest?
Like, common dancing is all.
I think I should say, sir. I saw a kettle in the grass when you were dancing.
That girl you soup.
Soup? What sort of soup were in this kettle, Abigail?
Right, beans, I think, and...
Mr. Paris, you did not notice, did you, any living thing in the kettle? A spider, perhaps, a mouse, a frog?
That frog jumped in. We never put it in.
A frog,
We
Abigail?
never put it in.
Abigail, maybe our cousin is dying. Did you call the devil last night?
Never called him. Tituba called him.
Did you call the
I
devil?
should like to speak with Tituba.
Good Ann, will you bring her up?
How did she call him?
I know not. She spoke Barbados.
Did you feel any strangeness when she called him? Some cold wind, perhaps. A trembling below.
I never saw no devil. Betty! Betty, wake up!
Abigail,
Betty!
you cannot evade me. Did your cousin drink any of the brew in that kettle last night? Did you drink it?
No, sir.
Did Tituba ask you to drink it?
She tried, but I refused.
Why are you concealing? Have you sold yourself to lose
I
her?
never sold myself. I'm a good girl. I did drink the kettle. She made me do it. She makes Betty do it.
Betty!
She's always making me go drink blood.
Blood?
My baby. No, chicken blood. I know she
Woman, have you enlisted these children for the devil?
I don't talk with no devil.
Why will she not wake? Are you silencing this child?
I love me, Betty.
You have sent your spirit out upon this child. Have you not? Are you gathering souls for the
She
devil?
sent the spirit on me in church. She made me like prayer.
She has often laughed at
You
prayer.
begged me, cousin. She begged me.
I'll tell her something. She's always coming to me while I sleep. She makes me dream corruption.
Betty!
Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night. I find myself in an open doorway and not a stitch on my body. She's always singing in my sleep, laughing, singing her Barbados.
Tituba, I want you to wake this
I
child.
have no power over this child.
You most certainly do, and you will lose her from it now! Did you compact with the devil?
I don't come back with no devil.
You will confess, or I will take you all with you to your death.
This woman must be hanged. She must be taken and hanged.
Go hang, Tituba. I told my devil to work with her.
Who, the devil? No, when the devil comes to you, does he someone you know.
Sarah Good! Did you ever see Sarah Good with him? Was it was it man or woman who come with him?
Was woman.
Woman? What woman? You said woman!
It was black dark and I
You could see him, why could you not see her?
Well, they was always talking and running and carrying around.
Out of Salem? Salem witches?
I'm sure I think so.
You must have no fear to tell us who they are. We will protect you, Tituba. The devil can never overcome a minister. You know that, do you not?
I'm sure I do.
You have confessed yourself to witchcraft, and that speaks a wish to come to heaven's side. And we will bless you for your help.
God bless you, Mr. Ram.
You are God's instrument for your hands. You are selected. You are chosen, Tituba, to help us cleanse our village. So speak utterly. Turn your back on him. Face God. Face God, and God will protect you.
Oh, God, protect Tituba.
Who came to you, Tituba? 2, 3, 4? How many?
There was four.
Who? Their names? Give us the names!
Oh, how many times he made me kill you, Mr. Parrish.
Kill me!
Mr. Parrish, mean man. Mr. Parrish, bad man, no gentleman. And he'd rise up on my bed and slit your throat. Would I say, no, I don't hate that man. I don't want to kill that man. But when he come to me and he say, you work for me, Tituba, I want you pretty dressed to wear, and I raise you way high up in the air so you won't fly into Barbados. But I say, you lie, devil, you lie. Then he comes to me one night, and he said, look, white people belong to me, and I look, and there was Goody Good.
Sarah Good.
And Goody Osborne.
Oh, I knew it. Goody Osborne were midwife to me 3 times. I begged him, Thomas, did I not? I begged him not to call Goody Osborne. I feel her. My baby's always shriveled in her
Take
arms.
courage. You must give us all their names. How can you bear to see these children suffering? Look at them. Look at their God-given innocence. Their souls are so tender. We must protect them, Tituba. The devil is out to prey on them like the beast of coming flesh and the pure lamb. God will bless you for your help.
I want to open myself. I want the light of God. I want the sweet love of Jesus. I danced with the devil. I saw him. I wrote in his book. I go back to Jesus. I take his hand.
I saw Sarah Good with the devil.
Speak.
I saw Goody Osborne.
Morgan and God and his brother, they are free!
What keeps you so late? It's almost dark.
I'm proud to the forest edge.
Oh, you're done then.
Aye, the boys asleep.
They will be soon.
Right now for a fair summer.
Ah,
You well today?
I am. It is a rabbit.
Who is it? Jonathan's trap.
I was walking to the house this afternoon. I found her sitting in the corner like she's come to visit.
That's a good sign walking in like that.
Pray God it hurt me to strip her. Poor rabbit.
Oh, it is well seasoned.
I took great care. She's tender.
Aye. I think you'll see green fields soon. It's warm as blood beneath the clods.
That's well.
The crops that I'll fight George Jacob's heifer. How would that please you?
Aye, it would.
I mean to please you, Elizabeth.
I know it, John.
Cider?
Aye.
These farms are content when you go foot by foot dropping seeds in it.
It must be.
Oh, just let me let you come with me. We'll walk the farm together. I've never seen such a load of flowers in my life. Massachusetts is the beauty in the spring.
Aye, it is.
You're sad again. Are you?
You come so late, I thought you got into Salem this afternoon.
Why? I have no business in
You
Salem.
did seem to go in earlier this week.
Got better ever since.
Mary Warren's there today.
Why'd you let her? You heard me forbid leave this house.
I couldn't stop her.
There's a fault, Elizabeth. You're the mistress here, not Mary
She
Warren.
frightened all my strength away.
Don't think that mouse frightened
She's
you.
no mouse no more. I forbid her to go, and she raises up her chin like the daughter of the prince and says to me, I must go to Salem, Lady Proctor. I'm an official of the court.
What court?
I am the proper court they have now. They took 4 judges out of Boston, she says, waiting magistrates of the general court, and at the head sits the deputy governor of the province.
Why, she's mad.
Would to God she were. There'll be 14 people in jail now, she says, and they'll be tried in court of court to hang. The deputy governor promised hanging and will not confess, John. The town's gone wild, I think. Mary Warren speak of Abigail as though she were asleep to hear her. She brings the other girls into the courtroom, and where she
Abigail scream and howl and fall to the floor, the person's clapped in the jail for bewitching her.
What is black mischief?
I think you should go to Salem, John. I think so. You must tell them it is a fraud.
It is surely.
Let you go to Ezekiel Cheever, he knows you well. And let you tell him what she said to you last week in her uncle's house. She said it had not to do with witchcraft, did she not?
Aye, she did.
God forbid you keep that from the court, John. I think they must be told.
They must. It is a wonder that they do believe her.
I will go to Salem now, John. Let you go tonight.
I'll think on it.
You cannot keep it.
I know I cannot keep it. I say I'll think on it.
Good then, let you think on it.
I'm only wondering if I may prove what she told me. The girl's a saint now. I think it's not easy to prove she's fraud in the town gone so silly. She told it to me in a room alone. I have no proof.
You were alone with her?
For a moment alone.
Why, then it is not as you told
For
me.
a moment, I say. The others come in soon after.
Do as you will.
Woman, I'll not have your suspicion anymore.
I have no.
I'll not have it!
Then let you not earn it.
Doubt me yet.
John, it were not Abigail that you must go to her now. Would you falter? I think not.
Now look you.
I see what I see, John.
Judge me no more, listen. I have good reason to think where I tried fraud in Abigail, and I'll think on it. Let you look sometimes to your own improvement before you go to judge your husband more. I have forgotten Abigail.
And I.
Spare me! You forget nothing, you forgive nothing. Learn charity, woman. I've gone tiptoe in this house all 7 months she is gone. I've not gone from there to there so I can please you. And yet, an everlasting freedom marches round your heart. I cannot speak, but I am doubted. Every moment judge the lies, so I come into a court and I come into this house.
John, you were not open with me. You saw her with the crowd
I'll
and
be man, she no more.
John, I am only.
No more! I should have brought you down before she told me a suspicion. But I will feel like a Christian, I confess. Some dream I had was mistaken for God that day. But you're not. You're not! Let you not forget it. That you would sometimes have the goodness in me and judge me not.
I do not judge you, John. The magistrate sits in your heart that judges you. I never thought you but a good man, John. Only someone who will.
Oh, Elizabeth, give justice with free spear. How do you go to Salem today when I forbid it? Do you mock me? I'll whip you if we ever leave this house again.
I'm sick, Mr. Proctor, I am sick. Pray hurt me not, my insides are all shuddery. I'm in the proceedings all day, sir.
And what are the proceedings here? When will you proceed to keep this house? You are paid £9 a year to do so, and my wife not wholly well.
I made a gift for you today, Goody Proctor. I took long hours in a chair and half the time in sewing.
Why, thank you. It's a fair profit.
We must all love each other now, Goody Proctor.
I indeed we must.
I'll get up early in the morning and clean the house. I must sleep now.
Mary, is it true that we 14 women arrested?
No, sir. There be 39 now.
Why, she's weeping. What ails you, child?
Goody Osborne will hang.
Hang?
I.
The deputy governor will permit it?
He sentenced her, he must. Not Sarah Good. For Sarah Good confessed.
Confess to what?
That she sometimes made a compact with Lucifer and wrote her name in his black book with her blood and bound herself to torment Christians till God's thrown down. We all must worship hell forevermore.
Surely you know what a jabberer she is. Did you tell them that?
Mr. Proctor, in open court, she nearly choked us all to death.
How choked you?
She sent her spirit out.
Mary, but it's true.
She tried to kill me many times, Goody Proctor.
I've never heard you mention that before.
I never knew it before. I never knew anything before. When I come into the court, I tell myself, now I must not accuse this woman, for she's sleeping ditches and so very old and poor. But then she sit there, denying and denying, and I feel a muscular illness climbing up my back. And the skin on my skull begin to creep, and I feel clamp on my neck, and I cannot breathe air. And then I hear a voice, a screaming voice.
But the proof, the
I
proof!
told you it was hard proof. Hardest rock, the judges say.
You will not go to that court again, Mary Warren.
I am amazed you do not see what great work we do.
What work you do? It's strange work for a Christian girl to hang old women.
They will not hang if they confess. Sarah Good will only sit in jail sometime. You must see it, sir. It's God's work we do. So I'll be gone every day now for some time. I am an official of the court, they
How
say.
official you?
I'll not stand beating anymore, Mr. Proctor. The devil is loose in Salem. We must discover where he's hiding.
I'll beat the devil out of you!
I'm safe for life today.
I'm accused.
You were somewhat mentioned. But I said I never saw you had no sign of dealing with the devil. Being I lived so closely with you, they dismissed it.
Who accused me?
I am bound by law. I cannot tell it. I hope you'll not be so sarcastic no more. Four judges and the king's deputy sat to dinner with us but an hour ago. I would have you speak civilly to me from this out.
Go to bed.
I'll not be ordered to bed no more, Mr. Proctor. I am 18 and a woman, however single.
Do you wish to stay up? Then stay up!
I wish to go to bed.
Good night, then!
Night.
Oh, the news. The news is up.
There'll be no news.
She wants me dead. I knew all we knew would come to
Yes,
this.
miss, you heard her say
And
that.
what tomorrow? She will cry me out until they take me.
Sit you down.
She wants me dead, John. You know
I
it.
say sit you down. Now, you must be wise about this, Elizabeth.
No, indeed.
Fear nothing. Find Ezekiel Cheever. I'll tell me said shit. That is not true witchcraft.
John, we're still waiting in the jail. I think more than that is needed now. Would you favor me this? Go to Abigail.
Why? What have I to say to Abigail?
John, grant me this. You have a faulty understanding of young girls. There is a promise made in any
What
event.
promise?
Spoken or silent, a promise is surely made. And she may dote on it now, and I'm sure she does, and thinks to kill me and then to take my place. It is her dearest hope, John, I know it. There be 1,000 names. Why does she call mine? There be a certain danger in calling out such name. I know Sarah Good that sleeps in ditches, nor Goody Osborne, drunk and half-witted. She dare not call out such a farmer's wife, lest there be monstrous profit in it. She thinks to take my place, John.
Not
John, have you ever shown her somewhat of contempt? She cannot pass you in church, but you will blush.
You may blush for my sin.
I think she sees a different meaning in that blush.
What say you? What say you, Elizabeth?
I think you'd be somewhat ashamed, for I am there, and she's so close.
When will you know me, woman? Were I still, I would have tried for shame this 7 months.
Then go and tell her she's a whore, and whatever promise she may send, break it, John. Break it.
Good then. I'll go.
Oh, how unwilling.
I will curse her higher than the oldest finger in hell. But pray begrudge me not my anger.
Your anger, I only
Am I
have...
so base? Do you truly think me
I
base?
never called you base.
Then how do you charge me with such a promise? The promise is done here. The mare I gave that
Why
girl.
are you angry with me when I bid you
Because
break
it
it?
speaks deceit. And I am honest. But I'll plead no more. I see now your spirit twists around the single air of my life, and I'll never tear free.
Oh, you'll tear free when you come to know that I will be your only wife for no life at all. She hasn't arrowed you yet, John Proctor, and you know it well.
Evening.
Why, good evening, Mr. Hare.
Hope I do not startle you.
No, it's just that I've heard no horse.
You work with Proctor.
Hi, Elizabeth.
I hope you're not up to bed yet.
Oh, no. It's just that we're not used to visitors after dark. Will you sit you down, sir?
I will. Let you sit, my Proctor.
Will you drink cider, Mr.
No,
Hare?
no, it rebels my stomach. I have some further travel yet tonight. Let you sit, sir. I will not keep you long, but I do have some business with you.
Business of the court.
No, I come of my own. Hear me. I don't know if you are aware, but your wife's name is mentioned in the court.
Aye, we know it. Our Mary Warren told us. We are entirely amazed.
I am a stranger here, as you know, and in my ignorance I find it hard to draw a clear opinion of them that come accused before the court. So this afternoon, and now tonight, I go from house to house. I come now from Rebecca
Rebecca's
Nelson's house.
charged?
God forbid such a one be
You will
charged.
never believe, I hope, that Rebecca has trafficked with the devil.
Woman, it is possible.
Surely you cannot think it.
No man may longer doubt the powers of the darker gathered in monstrous attack upon this village. There is too much evidence now to deny it. We will agree, sir.
I have no knowledge for it. But I find it hard to believe that so pious a woman be secretly a devil's bitch after 70 years of such good prayer.
Aye, but the devil is a wily one. You cannot deny it. I thought, sir, to put some question as to the Christian character of this house, if you'll permit me.
We have no fear of questions here today.
Good then. In the book of record that Mr. Paris keeps, I note that you are rarely in the church on the Sabbath.
Tell me you are mistaken.
26 times in 17 months, sir. I must call that rare. Will you tell me why you are so absent?
I never knew, Mr. Hale, that I had to answer that man for whether I go to church or stay home. My wife was sick this winter.
So I am told. But you, sir, why could you not come alone?
I surely did when I could, and when I could not, I prayed here in this house.
Your house is not a church. Your theology must tell you that.
It tells me that. But it also tells me a minister may pray to God that they have golden candlesticks upon the altar.
Golden candlesticks.
Since we built the church, pewter candlesticks lay upon the altar. Francis nursed me, that you know, not a sweeter hand touched the metal. But Paris came, and for 20 weeks he was nothing but golden candlesticks until he had them. I lay with it from dawn of day to blink of night, and I tell you true, sir. When I look to heaven and see my money glaring at his elbows, hurt my prayer, sir. Hurt my prayer. I think sometimes imagined cathedrals, not clapboard meeting houses.
And yet, Mr. A Christian on Sabbath day must be in church. Tell me, you have 3 boys.
Aye.
How come that only 2 are baptized?
I like not that Mr. Parrish should lay his hand upon my baby. I see no light of God in him. I'll not conceal it.
Mr. Proctor, I must say, that is not for you to decide. The man's ordained, therefore the light of God is in him.
What's your suspicion, Mr. Hale?
I have no suspicion.
I nailed the roof upon the church. I hung the door.
That's a good sign.
It may be that I've been too quick to bring that man to book. But surely you do not think we have desired the destruction of religion. I think that's in your mind, is it not?
There is a softness in your record, sir, a softness.
I think maybe we have been too hard with Mr. Perry. I think so. But sure, we never loved the devil here.
Your commandments,
Actually do. There be no mark of blame upon my life, Mr. Hale. I am a covenanted Christian woman.
And you, sir?
I'm sure I do.
Let you repeat them, if you will.
The commandments?
Aye.
Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not covet neighbor's goods, nor make unto thee any graven image. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord in vain. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt remember the Sabbath day holy. Thou shalt honor thy mother and father. Thou shalt not bear false pretense. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
You have said that twice, sir.
Aye.
Adultery, John.
Aye. You see, sir, between the 2 of us, we do know them all. I think it'd be a small fault.
Theology, sir, is a fortress. No crack in a fortress may become small.
There be no love for Satan in this house, sir.
I pray it. I pray it dearly. Now then, I'll bid you do that.
Mr. Hale, I do think you are suspecting me somewhat, are you not?
Lady Proctor, I do not judge you. My duty is to add what I may to the godly wisdom of the court. I pray you both good health and good fortune. Good night, sir.
I think you must tell him, John.
What's that?
Will you tell him?
I have no witness for it. Think not proved by my word be taken. But I know the real sickness had not to do with witchcraft.
What to do with witchcraft?
Mr. Parrish discovered them sporting in the woods. It was started with a stick.
Who told you this?
Abigail Williams.
Abigail.
Aye.
Abigail Williams told you it had not to do with witchcraft.
She told me the day you came, sir.
Why did you keep this?
I did not know until now the will of God daft with this nonsense.
Nonsense. Mr. Proctor, I myself have examined Sarah Tituba and numerous others who have all confessed to dealing with the devil. They have confessed it.
And why not? They must hang for denying it. There be many others who will confess to anything before they'll hang. Have you not thought of that?
I have. I have indeed. And you, would you testify to this in court?
I did not reckon to go in the court. But if I must, I will. No wondering, however, that would be taken in such a court. And such steady-minded minister as yourself will suspicion a woman who never lied. She cannot lie, and the world knows it. I falter somewhat. I am no fool.
Proctor, let you open with me now, for I have heard something that troubles me. It is said that you both don't believe that there may even be witches in the world. Is that true, sir?
I know not what I have said. I may have said it. I have often wondered if there be witches in the world.
Do you not believe
I have no knowledge for it. The Bible speaks of which, so I'll not deny it.
I cannot believe it.
Cannot?
Yes, you
I
will then.
cannot believe that the devil may own a woman's soul, Mr. Hale, when she is kept an upright way as I have. I am a good woman, I know it. And if you believe that I may do only good work in this world, and yet be secretly bound to Satan, then I must tell you, sir, I do not believe it.
But you do believe there are
If you believe that I am one, then I say there are none.
Surely you do not fly against the gospel. The gospel!
She believed the gospel, every word of it, sir.
Question Abigail Williams about the gospel, not myself.
She do not believe without the gospel, sir. You cannot think it. This be a Christian house, sir, a Christian house.
God keep you both. Let the third child be baptized quickly, and go you without fail each Sunday in the Sabbath prayer. Keep a quiet, solemn life.
John, child, what's the matter?
They take my wife and Rebecca nurse.
Rebecca's in the jail?
John, Cheever come and take them in his wagon. We've only now come from the jail, and they won't even let us in to see them.
Surely they've gone wild now, Mr. Hale.
Reverend Hale, can you not speak with the deputy governor? I'm sure he mistakes these people.
Pray, calm yourself, Mr. Nurse.
My wife is the very brick and mortar of the church, and Martha Corey, no one's closer to God than Martha.
Why was Rebecca charged, Mr. Nurse?
For murder, for the marvelous and supernatural murder of Goodney Putnam's babies. What am I to do?
Believe me, sir, if Rebecca Nurse we think that there's nothing from keeping the whole green world from murder. Let you rest upon the justice of the court.
Surely you know me shall be tried in court.
How many such a woman murdered children?
Now, remember, until the devil fell, God thought him beautiful in heaven.
Mr. Hale, I never said my wife were a witch. I only said she were reading books.
Mr. Corey, exactly what complaint were made on your wife?
That bloody Walcott charged her. You see, he bought a pig of my wife 4 or 5 years ago, and the pig died soon after. So he comes dancing in for his money back. So my Martha, she says to him, Walcott, if you haven't the wit to feed a pig properly, you'll not live to own many, she says. Now he goes to court and claims that from that day to this, he cannot keep a pig for more than 4 weeks without my wife bewitch them with her books.
Good evening. Good evening to you, John Hunter.
Why, good evening, Mr. Cheever.
Good evening, all. Good evening, Mr. Hill.
Hope you do not come on business of the court.
I do, Doctor. I'm heard of the court on the bill.
It is a pity, Ezekiel, that an honest tailor might have gone to heaven must burn in hell. You'll burn for this, do you know it?
You know yourself. I must do as I'm told. You surely know that, Giles. And I sleep you not be sending me to hell. I like not the sound of it, I tell you. I like not the sound of it. Now believe me, Proctor, how heavy be the law, all this punish I could carry on my back tonight. I have a warrant for your wife.
What say you? A warrant for my wife. You said she were not charged.
I know nothing of it. When was she charged, Mr. Cheever?
I'm given 16 warrants tonight, sir, and she is one.
Who charged her?
I have no willing to charge her.
On what proof?
Mr. Proctor, I have little time. The forbid me search your house, but I like not to search a house. Will you hand me the pockets like your wife may keep them?
Pockets.
I never kept no pockets, not since I was a girl.
I spy the pockets of your pocket.
Why, this is Mary's.
Would you please give it to me?
Has the court found texting pockets now?
You keep me out of this in this house.
No, no, this one until tonight. What signifies a pocket?
What a pocket. A pocket may signify. Now, woman, would you please come with me?
She will not go. Elizabeth, fetch Mary.
No. No. I'm forbidden to leave her from my sight.
You will leave her out of sight and out of mind. Fetch Mary here.
What signifies the pocket, Mr. Cheever?
Why, this thing may signify that she... What, this? This?
What's there?
Why, it is a needle. Willard, it is a needle.
And what signifies a needle?
Why this go hard with her, Proctor? I had my house, Proctor, I had my house, but here's the planet. You see it, sir, it is a needle.
Why, what meaning that?
The girl, the Williams girl, Abigail Williams. She sat to dinner in Reverend Parrot's house tonight. Without word or order, she falls to the floor. Like the struck beast, he said. He screamed a scream that a bull would weep to hear. And he goes to save her, and stuck 2 inches in the flesh of her belly. He drew a needle out, and demanded of her how she came to be so stabbed. She testified for your wife's familiar spirit, and she did it.
Why has she done it herself? I hope you're not taking this for proof, Mr. Hale.
It's hard for you. I find here a pocket to be prostitutes. I had found it, sir. And in the belly of the pocket, a needle stuck. I tell you true, Proctor. I never warned him.
Here now. Mary, tell them how this pocket came into my house.
What pocket is that, sir?
This pocket!
I believe it is mine.
It is your pocket, is it not?
Yes, it is.
What say you now, sir?
Mary, a needle came out inside this pocket.
I meant no harm by it, sir.
You stuck that needle in yourself?
Yes, sir.
Do you have it now, sir?
Child, you Should this be your natural memory? May it be perhaps that someone conjures you even now to say this?
Conjures me? Why, no, I'm entirely myself, I think. Unless you ask Susanna Walcott, she sat beside me when I made it. Or ask Abby, she saw me sewing it in court.
Bid him out, mister. Surely your mind is set on now. Bid him be gone.
You charge a cold and cruel murder on Abby.
Murder? I charge no murder.
Abigail was stabbed tonight. You were found suffering her
And
balance.
she charges me?
Aye.
Oh, that girl is murdered. She must be ripped out of this world.
You've heard that, sir. Ripped out of your world.
Out with you.
You dare not, Mr. Warren.
Out of my house.
The deputy governor's...
Damn the deputy governor. Out of my house.
Proctor! Proctor!
Get you gone with him. You are a broken minister.
Proctor, if she is innocent...
If she is innocent, why do you never wonder if Paris be innocent? Or Abigail? Is the accuser always holy now? Were they born this morning as clean as God's fingers? I'll tell you what is walking Salem. Vengeance is walking Salem. We were what we always were. But now the crazy little children are jingling the keys to the kingdom and common vengeance right for law. This warrant is vengeance. I will not give my wife to vengeance.
Now go, John.
You will not go! I'm 9 men outside. You cannot keep her. The law binds me, John. I cannot budge. You will see her taken.
Proctor, the court is...
Pontius Pilate! God will not let you wash your hands of this.
I think I must go with them, John. Mary, there's bread enough for the afternoon. We'll bake in the morning. Tell Mr. Proctor as though you were his daughter. You owe me that and much more. When the children wake, speak nothing of witchcraft. It will frighten them.
Bring me home. I will bring you soon.
Oh, John!
I will fall like an ocean upon that corpse. Nothing, Elizabeth.
I will fear nothing. Tell the children I have gone to visit someone sick.
Willard! Willard, damn you, I'll not have her chained! Off with them, I say outside, Minister! I'll not have her chained! It's wrong, you know it, out! What keeps you, man? I'll pay you, Willard, I'll surely pay you! I cannot help myself, John. I must chain them all. But you keep inside this house until I'm gone. Hail. Are you blind?
Mr. Proctor, you
Cannot do this, sight!
Charity, Proctor, charity. What I have heard in her favor, I will not fear to testify in court. God help me, I cannot judge her guilty nor innocent. Only this considered, the world goes mad, and it profit nothing you should lay the cause to the vengeance of the little girl.
You are a coward. Though you be ordained in God's own tears, you are a coward now!
Proctor, you cannot think God be provoked so grandly by such a petty cause. Our jails are packed. Our greatest judges sit in Salem now, and hanging promised. Man, we must look the cause proportionate. Were there murder done and never brought to the light? Abomination? Some secret blasphemy that stinks to heaven? Think on cause, gentlemen, and let you help me to discover it. For there's your way. There is your only way when such vengeance strikes out upon the world. Let you counsel among yourselves. Think on your village and what may have drawn from heaven such thundering wrath upon you all. I pray God shall open our eyes.
I never heard no murder done in Salem.
Leave me, Francis. Leave me.
John, tell me, are we lost?
Oh, no, speak on it tomorrow.
I'll come early then. Good night.
Mr. Proctor, very likely the letter from home once the hearing power opens.
Court tomorrow, my dear boy. You will tell him how that prophet came to my house and who stuck the needle in.
Abigail kill me for saying that. She'll charge lechery on you, Mr. Proctor.
She's told you?
I've known it, sir. She'll ruin you with it, I know she will.
Good. Then her sameness is gone, and we will slide together into a pit. You will tell the court what you know.
I cannot tell them anything, they'll turn on me.
My wife will never die for me. I will bring your guts into your throat. That goodness will not die from
I
you.
cannot help.
Make your peace with it. No hell in heaven, grapple on her back now, and all pretense is wiped away. Make your peace. Peace! It is a providence and no great change. We were where we always were in Salem, but naked now. I naked. And the wind, God's icy wind, will blow!
That was on my window, I knew. Thought you'd come a good time to see her.
I thought come many times then.
Why didn't you? I'm so alone in the world now.
How are you? I've heard people travel 100 miles just to see your face these days.
My face. You see my face?
You trouble there?
Will you come and lock me?
No, it's just that I heard you go to the tavern every night. Play shuffleboard with the deputy governor. And they give you cider.
I have once or twice played shuffleboard, but I have no joy in it.
This is a surprise, Abby. I find you a great deal gayer than this. I'm told that shuffleboards will step by step where you walk these days.
I do. But I have not got good looks from the boys.
You like that
I
now?
cannot bear good looks no more, John. My spirit's changed entirely. I have to be given godly looks when I suffer for them as I do.
How do you suffer, Abby?
I look fine day. Hearts all over the den. I tell you what, Amy's not healed yet, you know.
Oh, it isn't?
Sometimes I think she puts it open again while I sleep. And George Jacobs, he comes again and again and rocks me to stay at the same place every night for the past 2 weeks. You should see the luck I have.
Abby, George Jacobs has been in jail all this month.
God, you guys. Less the day we hang us once we sleep in peace again. John, the whole world's so full of hypocrites. They pray in jail. I'm told they all pray in jail.
They may not pray.
And don't you need my bed full of my sacred words are coming out of their mouths? No. Take God himself to cleanse this town properly.
Can you guys still love us, Abby?
If I will. If I'm not broken, I surely will. Till the last hypocrite is dead.
And there's no one good.
There's one.
How am I good?
You're taught me goodness, therefore you are good. No fire you lock me for trouble. All my enemies will burn away. For fire, John, you lay in fire, and from that moment no one can dare call me wicked, but I knew my answer. I used to weep for my sins, the wind lifted my spirits. Blush for shame at some old Rebecca homes. And then you burned all my enemies away. There in some December tree I saw them all, walking like saints to church, running to feed the sick and hypocrites in their hearts. God gave me the strength to call them liars. And God made man listen to me, and my God, I will scrub the world clean for the love of him. Oh, John, I will be such a wife for you when the world is white again. You'll be amazed to see me every day, a light of heaven in your house. Why are you cold?
My wife goes to trial or something happening.
No, why?
Surely you knew of this.
I do remember now. How is she?
Well, she may be 36 days in that
You
place.
said you came friendly.
She will not be content
Cut
now.
me from my bed to speak of her.
I'm going to tell you about it tomorrow in court. I would not take you by surprise and give you all the time that I want you to do is save yourself.
Save myself.
Do not free my wife.
Ruin me.
I have brought you proof and document that you knew that Papa was not my wife. That you yourself, everyone sat that you
I'm being married for you.
You know what you do. You are not so man.
Hypocrites! I know what him too, John. Why you have been saying you?
I warn you, Abby.
I steal your honesty.
I have found my honesty.
No, this is your wife. Sniffling. Enemy's wife. This is Rebecca's voice. Monday Corey's voice. You are no hypocrite.
I will prove you for the fraud you are.
And if they ask you why Abigail would ever do such a murderous deed, what will you tell them?
Tell them all.
the whore you are.
Indescribable John. I know you. Your this moment singing secret hallelujahs that your wife will hang.
Mad, murderous bitch!
From yourself, I will save you.
That's not what a witch is.
Come, come. How then do you know that you're not rich? Why do you hurt these children?
I do not hurt them, I scorn it.
I have evidence for the court. You will keep your seats. Thomas Putnam is reaching out for land. Remove that. No, lies, lies. I have evidence. What do you not in my evidence? Hands off me, damn you. Let me go.
Giles!
Out of my way, brother. God, bring evidence.
Giles, you cannot go in there. It is court.
Maybe calm a moment.
You, Mr. Hale, go in there and demand
A
I
moment,
speak.
sir. A
They'll be
moment.
hanging my wife, sir.
How dare you come roaring into this court, Corey? Are you gone, Captain?
You're not a Boston judge yet, Hawthorne. You'll not call me that. Who is this man?
Giles Corey, sir. And a more
I have asked the question and I'm old enough to answer it. I'm Giles Corey, sir. I have 600 acres and timber in addition. It be my wife you are condemning now.
And how do you hope to help her cause such a contemptuous riot? Now be gone. You're laid alone. You're sent to jail for this.
Telling lies about my wife, sir.
Then you take it upon yourself to decide what this court shall believe, what it shall set aside.
I mean no disrespect.
Disrespect indeed is disruption, mister. This is the highest court of this province. Do you know it?
I never said my wife were a witch, sir. I only said she were reading books, and they take her out of my house.
Books? What books?
It were my third wife, sir. And I never knew not to be so taken with books, do you see? So I thought to find the cause of it. But it were no witch I blamed her for. I have broke charity with the woman. I have broke charity with her.
Excellency, this man claims hard evidence for his wife's defense. I think in all justice you must...
Submit it in proper affidavit form. You are certainly aware of our procedure here, Mr. Hale. Clear this room.
We're desperate, sir. We covered 3 days now and cannot be heard.
Who is this man?
Francis Nurse, Your Excellency.
Rebecca's his wife who were condemned this morning.
Indeed. I'm surprised to find you in some uproar, Mr. Nurse. We have only good report of your character.
I believe they both must be arrested for contempt, Your Excellency.
Let you write your plea in due time.
We have proof for your eyes. God forbid you shut them to it. The girls, sir, the girls are deceiving you.
What's what?
The girls, they are deceiving you. We have proof.
This is contempt, Excellency, contempt!
Peace, Charles. You know who I am, Mr. Nurse.
I surely do, and I think you'd be a wise judge to be what you are.
And you know that over 400 are in jail tomorrow at Lynn, and upon my signature, and 72 condemned to hang by that signature.
Well, I never thought to say it to such a weighty judge, but you are deceived.
Mary Warren, what are you about here?
She would speak with the deputy governor.
You not tell me Mary Warren was sick in bed?
She were, Your Honor. When I go to fetch the call last week, she said she was sick.
She's been striving with her soul all week, Your Honor. She come now to tell the truth to you.
What will you tell us then, Mary Warren?
She never saw no spirit, sir.
Never saw no spirit.
Never.
She assigned a deposition.
No, I accept those depositions. Tell me, have you given out the story in the village?
We have not.
Court, Your Honor, you cannot listen to
Grace! Mr. Paris. Mr. Proctor, know that the entire contention of the state of these trials
Is that the voice of heaven is speaking through these children?
I do, sir.
I see. And you, Mary Bourne, how came you to cry spirits upon people? I cannot hear you.
We're pretense, she says.
Ah, and the other girls, Susan Walcott, and the others, they are also pretending. You are not testified, I fear. Are you certain in your conscience the evidence you hold is the truth?
Yes, sir. You will surely know it.
I think you came to the first revelation in open court.
With your permission.
Now, sir, what is your purpose in so doing?
I will free my wife, sir.
There lurks nowhere in your heart, nor in your soul, any desire to undermine this court.
Oh, no, sir.
I tell you true, I have seen morals in this court. I have seen people choked by spirits, stuck by pins, and slashed by day, and had until this moment no reason to doubt the girl's story. Do you understand my meaning?
Yes, sir. But does it not strike upon you that so many of the women have lived so long with such upright reputations?
Do you read the gospel, Mr. Proctor?
I read the gospel.
I think not. Or sure you would know that Cain were an upright man, and yet he did kill Abel.
Why, but where does it tell us that Rebecca nursed murdered 7 children by setting her spirit upon them? It is the children only, and this one will swear she lied to you.
Let us not go.
She's the one.
Mr. Proctor, I have to give a report this morning in which your wife claims she is pregnant.
My wife pregnant?
There be no sign of it. We examine the body.
But if she says she is, then she must be. That woman will never lie, sir.
She will not.
Never, sir, never.
If I should tell you now that I will hold your wife yet another month, and if she show her natural sign, you will have her living yet another year until she's delivered. What say you? Come now, you say your only purpose here is to save her life. Well, good then, she is saved, at least this year, and the year is long. What say you? It's done then. You'll drop these charges.
I cannot, sir.
Then your purpose is so much larger.
He is come over to those courts,
You're all my friends. Their wives are also
I
charged.
judge you not. Sit. I'll hear your evidence.
I come not to at the courts, I
Marshal! Go into the court and bid Judge Sewell and Judge Stoughton declare 1 hour recess, and have them go to the tavern if they will. All prisoners and witnesses are to be kept in the building.
If you forgive me, sir, I'm going on with life. He is a good man.
I'm sure of it, Marshal. Now then, what evidence will you bring for us? And I beg you, be clear, open as the sky, and honest.
I'm no lawyer, so
The
I'll...
pure of heart need no lawyers. Proceed as you will.
Would you read this verse, sir? It's a sort of testament. The people signed to declare their good opinion of Rebecca, my wife, and Martha Corey.
Their good opinion.
These are all covenant people, land-holding farmers, members of the church. If you'll notice, sir, they've known the women a long time, never saw signs they had dealings with the devil.
How many names are here?
91, Your Excellency.
These people should be summoned for questioning.
Your Honor, I promise that no harm will come to them for signing this.
This is a clear attack upon the court.
Is every defense an attack upon the court? Can no one try to
All
defend
innocent
himself?
and Christian people are happy for the courts in Salem. These people are gloomy for it. I think you want to know from each and every one of them what discontents them with you.
I believe they must be attacking that species.
I do not necessarily think it is an attack. And yet...
These are all covenanted Christians, sir.
Then I'm sure they have nothing to fear from us. Mr. Cheever, have the warrants for all of these. Arrest for examination. What other evidence do you have for us, Mr. Proctor? You may sit, Mr. Nurse.
I brought trouble on these people.
You have not brought trouble on these people, old man, if they come of good conscience. But you must understand that a person must either become with this court or against it. There is no road between. It has been a sharp time now, a precise time. The longer we live in the dusky afternoon, when good and evil mix itself together, befuddling the world. Now, by God's grace, the shining sun is up, and all them that will not fear it will surely rejoice it. I hope you are one of those. She's not hearty, I see.
No, she's not, sir. Mary, remember the angel Raphael when he saved the boy Tobias. Do that which is good, no harm shall come to thee.
Come, man, we wait on you.
John, my deposition. Give him mine.
This is Mr. Corey's deposition.
Oh?
What lawyer drew this card?
You know I never hired no lawyer in my life, Hawthorne.
It's very well written. My compliments. Mr. Paris, Mr. Putnam is in the court. Bring him here. You say you have no formal legal training.
I have the best, sir. I'm 33 times in court and always plaintiff, too.
Oh, then you're much put upon.
I'm never put upon. I know my rights and I will have them. You know, your father tried a case of mine, might have been 35 years ago, I think.
Indeed.
He never mentioned it to you?
No, I do not recall.
Ah, that's strange. He gave me 6 pound damages. You were a fair judge, your father. You see, I have this white mare, and a fellow come and borrow the mare, and in that... Aye, there he is.
Mr. Putnam, I have here an accusation by Mr. Corey in which he states you coldly prompted your daughter by witchery upon George Jacobs that is now in jail. What say you to that?
It is a lie.
Mr. Putnam states your charge is a lie. What say you?
Upon Thomas Putnam, that's what I say to that.
What proof do you submit for your charge?
My proof is that if Jacobs hangs for a witch, he forfeit up all of his property. That's the law. And none have the coin to buy such a piece but Putnam. This man is killing his neighbors for their land.
What proof, sir? Proof!
My proof is that I have it from an honest man who heard him say when his daughter cried out against Jacobs that she'd earned him a fair piece of land.
And the name of this man?
I cannot give you no name.
And why not?
You know well why not. He'll lie in jail if I give you
This
his
is
name.
contempt, Mr. Danforth.
You will surely tell us the name.
I cannot give you no name, sir. I mentioned my wife's name once, and I'll burn long enough for that. I stand mute.
I'm afraid I have no choice but to arrest you in contempt of this court.
This is a hearing. You cannot clap me in contempt of a hearing.
Oh, it is a proper lawyer then. Well, do you wish me to declare court in full session, or will you give me good reply?
I cannot give you no name, sir.
You're a foolish old man. Mr. Cheever, begin the record. Court is now in session. Mr. Corey, I ask you.
He has a story in confidence, sir.
The devil lives in such confidences. Without confidence, there can be no conspiracy, Your Honor.
It must be broken, Excellency.
Mr. Corey, if your informant speaks the truth, let him come here and declare it like a decent man. But if he lurks in anonymity, I must know why. Now, the Central Church and Government ask of you the name who plied Thomas Putnam a common murderer.
Excellency,
Mr. Hale.
we cannot blink it more, sir. There is prodigious fear of this forth in the country.
And there's a prodigious guilt in this country. Are you afraid to be questioned here, Mr. Hale?
We may only fear the Lord, sir, but there is fear in the country, nevertheless.
Reproach me not with fear in the country. There's fear in the country because there is a moving top of Christ in the country.
That does not follow that everyone accused is a part of it.
No uncorrupted man may fear this court, Mr. Hale. None. Mr. Corey, you are arrested in contempt of this court. Now sit you down and take counsel with yourself, or you will sit in jail until you answer all questions.
No, child! I'll cut your throat, Putnam! I'll kill you!
Peace, child, peace. We'll prove ourselves now. Now we will.
Say no more, son. He's only playing you. He means to hang us all!
This is a court of law, mister. I'll have no effrontery here.
Forgive him, sir, for his old age. Peace, child. We'll prove ourselves now. Now weep, Mary. Remember being a sin of the boy. Here's your rock. Hold to it now. This is Mary Warren's deposition. I ask you, sir, before you read, remember that until 2 weeks ago she was no different than the other girls. You saw her scream. She howled. She swore familiar spirits choked her. She even testified that Satan, in form of women now in jail, tried to win her soul away. And when she refused...
We know all this.
Aye. She swears now she never saw no spirits beg nor fear that Satan may send to hurt her. And she swears her friends are lying now.
Excellency, a moment. I think this goes to the heart of the matter, sir.
It surely does.
You cannot say he is an honest man. I know him little. But in all justice, sir, a claim so weighty cannot be argued by a thumb. Send him home. He can come again with a lawyer.
Now look you, Mr.
I have
Hale.
signed 72 death warrants. I am a minister of the Lord, and I dare not take a life until there be proof so immaculate, and slightest qualm of conscience may doubt it.
Surely you do not doubt my
I
justice.
have this morning signed away the soul of Rebecca Nurse, Your Honor. I will not conceal it. I tell you true, my hand shakes yet as with a wound. I pray you, sir, this argument let lawyers present to you.
Mr. Hale, for a man of such learning are you more than one. Now, if you will forgive me, I have been 32 years at the bar, and if I were called upon to defend these people, I would find myself most confused. Now, I bid you consider, and let you all do likewise. In a normal court case, how does one prove one's innocence? One calls up witnesses to prove one's innocence. But witchcraft is ipso facto, on its face and by its nature, an invisible crime. Therefore, who will only be a witness to it? The witch and the victim, none other. Now we can assume the witch will not turn herself in. Granted. Therefore, who's left to testify except for the victim? And the victims do testify. The children do testify. As for the witches, they are most eager for their confessions. But what is left for lawyers to bring out? I believe I've made my point, have I not?
The child claims these girls are not truthful, and if they are
That
not...
is precisely what I'm about to consider. What more may you ask of me, unless you doubt my probity,
I surely do not, sir, that you consider it.
and that you put your heart to rest. For deposition, Mr. Proctor.
I should like to question.
I bid you be silent, Mr. Paris. Mr. Cheever, go to the court and bring the children here. Mary Warren, how came you to such a turnabout? Has Mr. Proctor threatened you for this deposition?
No, sir.
Has he ever threatened you?
No, sir.
Has he threatened you?
No, sir.
Then you tell me you sat callously lying in my court. You knew people would hang by your evidence. Answer me!
I did, sir.
How were you instructed in your life? You not know that God damns all liars, or is it now that you lie?
No, sir, I am with God now.
You're with God now.
I
tell you true, child. You are either lying here or you are lying in the court. And in either case, you have committed perjury, and you will go to jail for it. You cannot lightly say you lied, Mary. You know it?
I cannot lie no more. I am with God now. I am with God.
Sit you down, children. I have here a deposition made by your friend Mary Warren, in which she claims she never saw any familiar spirits, apparitions, nor manifest of the devil. Now, children, this is a court of law. The law based upon the Bible, written by Almighty God, forbid witchcraft, and dictate death as a penalty thereof. But likewise, children, the law and the Bible damn all liars and bear as a false witness. Now, it strikes upon me that this deposition may be made to devise us. It may be that Mary Warren has been conquered by Satan, who sends her now to distract our sacred purpose. If so, her neck will break for it. But if she speak the truth, I bid you drop your pretense and confess it. For a quick confession will go easier on you. Abigail Williams, rise. Is there any truth in this?
No, sir.
Children, a very honor of it will now be turned into your souls, until your innocence is proved. Will any of you change your positions, or do you force me to hard questioning?
I have not changed, so she lies.
You would still go on with this.
Lie, sir.
A powder were discovered in Mr. Proctor's house, stabbed by a needle. Mary Warren claims you sat beside her while she made it, and saw that she made it, and saw how she herself stuck the needle into it for safekeeping. What say you to that?
It's a lie, sir.
When you worked at the Proctor's house, did you ever witness puppets there?
Lady Proctor always kept confidence.
My wife never kept no puppets. Mary Warren confessed they were her puppets.
Your Excellency,
Mr. Cheever,
when I spoke with Goody Puppet in that house, she said she never kept no puppets. But she said she did keep puppets when she were a girl.
She's not been a girl these 15 years, Your Honor.
But a puppet will keep for 15 years. Will not, Mr.
It will
Proctor.
keep that is kept. But Mary Warren swears she never saw no puppets in my house, nor anyone else.
Why could there not have been a puppet hid when nobody ever saw it?
Everyone else would do golden candlesticks in my house, and no one ever saw them.
We are here, Your Honor, precisely to discover what nobody has ever seen.
What prophet Mary Warren said herself about? What may she gain but hard questioning and worse?
you are charging Abigail Williams with a marvelous cool plot to murder. Do you know it?
I do, sir. I believe she means to murder.
This child would murder your
There's no
wife.
child, sir. Hear me now. In the sight of the congregation, she would twice this year put on the meeting house for laughter during prayer.
What's this?
Your
Laughter
Excellency.
during prayer. Mr. Paris, you deny it?
I do believe that it happened once. She was sometimes silly, but she is solemn.
Solomon goes to hang people!
Quiet, man.
Surely that's no bearing on the question, Excellency. He charges contemplation of murder.
Aye. But it strikes hard upon me that you would laugh during prayer. Continue, Mr. Proctor.
Marita, tell Deputy Governor my dance in the woods.
Your Honor, since I come to sail, this bag...
In a moment, mister! Mary Warren, what's this dancing?
Mr. Proctor.
Abigail leads the girls to the woods, and they dance there naked.
Your Excellency.
Mr. Paris discovered them there in the dead of night. There's the child she is.
Mr. Harris.
Your Honor,
You deny it?
I can only say, sir, I never saw any of them naked.
But they had danced. Abigail?
Excellency, when I first arrived from Beverly, Mr. Paris told me that.
You deny it?
I never saw any of them naked.
But she had danced.
Aye, sir.
Excellency, will you permit me?
Pray proceed.
You claim you never saw no spirits, man. Were never threatened or afflicted by any manifest of the devil or the devil's agents.
No, sir.
And yet, when people accused of witchery confronted you in court, you faked, saying that spirits came out of their bodies and choked you.
That were pretense, sir.
I cannot hear you.
Pretense, sir.
But you did turn cold, did you not? I myself picked you up many times when your skin were icy. Mr. Danforth,
I've used that many times.
She only pretended to faint, Mr. Danforth. They're all marvelous pretenders.
Well then, surely she can pretend to faint now.
Now? Why not? Now there are no attacking spirits, for none in this room is accused of witchcraft. So let her turn herself cold now. Let her pretend she is attacked now. Let her faint. Faint.
I cannot faint now, sir.
Can you not pretend it?
I have no sense of it now.
Why? What is lacking now?
I cannot tell, sir, but
Could it be that here we have no living spirit, but there were some?
I never saw no
There
spirits.
see no spirits now, and prove to us you can faint by your own will as you claim.
I cannot do it.
Then you will confess, will you not? Attacking spirits may be faint.
No, sir, but I just cannot faint right now.
This is a trick to blind the court,
It's
Your
not
Honor.
a trick. I used to faint because I thought I saw spirits.
Thought you saw spirits.
But I did not, Your Honor.
How could you think you saw them unless you saw them?
I cannot tell, sir, but the girls were screaming, and you, Your Honor, you seemed to believe them. And they were only pretense in the beginning, but then the whole world cried spirits, spirits. And I promise you, Mr. Danforth, they were only pretense in the beginning. I never saw no spirits.
Surely the court is not taken by just a simple lie.
Abigail Williams, I bid you search your heart, child, for God's wrath is great upon those who take life without cause. Could it be that what you've seen is only an illusion, some kind of deception?
Like, this is a base question, sir.
I would have you consider
I've
it.
been hurt, Mr. Danforth. I've seen my blood running out. I've been here to murder every day because I've done my duty, pointing out the devil's people to this court. And this is my response? To be mistrusted, denied, questioned.
I do not mistrust you,
But
child.
you beware, Mr. Danforth. Think you to be so mighty that the power of hell may not twist your wits? Beware of it. There is,
What is it, child?
I know not, a wind, a cold wind has come. Abby, Your Honor, please.
They're pretending, Mr. Danforth.
She's cold, Your Honor. Touch her.
Mary, do you send the shadow upon me?
Lord, save me.
Freeze, freeze.
Let me go, Mr. Proctor. I cannot.
Oh, Heavenly Father, take away the shadow!
Lord! Man, what do you think you're doing? It is a whore. Now, here, this is you charge.
Mr. Danforth, he's lying!
Marker! I just saw the scream standing.
You will prove this. This will not pass.
I know her, sir. I know her.
You are a lecher?
John, you cannot know, Francis, it is true. She will deny it, but you will believe me, sir. And I will not throw away the good name, surely you know that.
In what time? In what time and in what place?
In the proper place, when my beasts are ready. 8 months. 8 months now, sir. Man may think God sleeps, but God sees everything. I know it now. You, sir, see her for what she is. My wife. Dear good wife took this girl soon after and put her on the high road for being what she is, sir. A lump of vanity. She thinks of dancing on my wife's grave. And well she might, if I thought of her softly. God help me, I must, and there's a promise in such sweat. But it is a whore's mention, and you must see it now. My wife being a distinct exception to the rule when she sees one.
You deny this.
If I must answer that, sir, I will leave this court and I will not come back.
She doesn't deny it, Your Honor. She does not
Tell her not a word of what's been spoken here, and that you knock before you enter. Now look to the bottom of this Swan. Your wife, you say, is an honest woman.
In her life, sir, she had never lied. The men cannot weep and the men cannot sing. My wife cannot lie.
And when she put this girl out, she put her out for a harlot,
Aye.
and knew her for a harlot.
She knew her for a harlot.
Good then. And I tell you, child, if I find her for harlotry, may God spread his mercy on you. Hold! Turn your back. Turn your back! You do likewise. Neither of you will turn to face her. No one in this room has raised a gesture, aye or nay. Enter. Mr. Shiva, report this testimony in all exactness. Are you ready? Come here, woman. You will look at me only, not at your husband. In my eyes only.
Good, sir.
I'm taken to believe that at one time you dismissed your servant, Abigail Williams.
That is true, sir.
For what cause you dismissed her? Look at me! Memory remains in you, and you need no help to reveal it.
She dissatisfied me and my husband.
In what way dissatisfied you?
She
Look at me, woman! What? Was she slovenly, lazy? What disturbance did she cause?
Your Honor, I were a long time sick, and my husband is a good and righteous man, sir. He has never drunk as some are, nor wasted his time at the shuffleboard. He would always at his work. But in my sickness, you see, sir, I was a long time sick after my last baby, and I thought I saw my husband somewhat turning from me. And this girl...
Look at me!
I said Abigail Williams.
What of Abigail Williams?
I came to think he fancied her, so one night I lost my wits, I think, and I put her out into the high road.
And did your husband in fact turn from you?
My husband is a good man, sir.
And he did not turn from you.
He is-
Look at me! To your knowledge, has John Proctor ever committed the crime of lechery? Answer me! Is your husband a lecher?
No, sir.
Remove her.
Elizabeth, tell the truth, Elizabeth.
She has spoken! Remove her!
Elizabeth, I confessed it. She thought only to save my name.
Excellency, it is a natural lie to tell. I beg you stop now before another is condemned. I may shut my conscience to it no more. There is a private vengeance working through this testimony. From the beginning, this man has struck me true. I believe him. By my oath to heaven, I believe him. I pray you call back his wife before he...
She spoke nothing of lechery, and this man
I
lied!
believe him! I may turn my face from it no more. This girl has always struck me false.
You will not! Begone! Begone, I say!
Child, what is it? Child, what do you see? Children, what's wrong?
Oh, me, behind the rafter!
Where?
Why have you come, yellow bird?
Where's a bird? I see no
My
bird.
face! My face!
Mr. Hale,
Quiet!
do you see a bird?
Quiet, man!
God made my face. You do not want to tear my face. Envy is a deadly sin, Mary. Abby, it's a black art to change your shape. No, I cannot. I cannot stop my mouth. It's God's work I do here.
Abby, I'm here.
Mary
Please,
Warren.
please don't come down.
Mary Warren.
Lies, lies.
Don't hurt me.
Mary Warren, draw back your spirit from her.
Mr. Danforth,
You've compacted the devil, have you not?
never, never.
Never, never.
Abby, you mustn't.
Abby, you mustn't.
I'm here. I'm here.
I'm here.
Why can the other repeat you?
They're sporting.
They're
sporting. Abby, stop it.
Abby, stop it.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
A little while ago you were afflicted. Now it appears you afflict others. Where did you gain this power?
I have no power.
I have no power.
They're calling you, mister.
Mary Warren, why have you turned about these past 2 weeks? You've seen Lucifer, have you not?
Mary,
What?
Mary, God damns all liars.
You've compacted the devil, have you
God
not?
damns liars,
I
Mary.
say you confess yourself.
We're looking to save the boy.
What do you
Yes,
say?
but no one
You
shall
are
come
so
to me.
Hey!
She's bending her wings. Mary, please, don't. She's working the babe. She's going to come down.
You are the devil's man.
But
Mary,
Mary,
I love God. I love God.
He bid you do the devil's work.
You come to me by night, every day, to sign. To
sign what?
My name, my name. I'll murder you, he says, if my wife hangs. We must go and overthrow the court.
Mr.
God is dead! Hear it. I hear the ears, sir. I see his filthy face, and it's my very stand for than yours! Well, then that quail to bring men out of their goods, as I have put on them, you quail now! When you know not your black hearts that this be fraud. God damn that kind especially. And we will burn. We will burn together! I deny this before you. You're full coward! And raising up a whore! Mr. Hale! Take your hands off me, men! Sarah? Sarah Good? Wake up! Teacher Bug.
Oh, Majesty, come in, come in. Teacher Blake is here. His Majesty's
Go to the north cell. This place is wanted now.
That don't look to me like His Majesty. It looks to me like the Marshal.
Get along with me now. Clear this place.
Oh, it is the Marshal. I thought sure you'd be the devil coming for us. Can I be some satyr for me going away?
And where are you off to, Sarah?
Oh, we're going to Barbados just as soon as the devil gets here with the feathers and the wings.
Happy voyage to you.
A pair of bluebirds came in suddenly. Oh, it'd be a grand transformation, Marshal.
Just give me that. You'll never quite rise off the ground.
I can speak to him if you'd want to come along.
Oh, I'd not refuse it. 'Tis the proper morning to fly in hell.
Oh, it ain't no hell in Barbados. The devil, he'd be a pleasure man in Barbados. He'd be singing and dancing in Barbados. You folks, you rile him up around here. It'd be too cold around here for that old boy. He freezes soul in Massachusetts. Oh, but in Barbados, he's just as sweet and as kind. That's him, sir. That's him. He's coming for us. He's coming.
The deputy governor.
Come take us
Come on
home.
now.
No, we're going home to
Stop
Barbados.
taking that. Just a full
No,
job.
we're coming to get us.
All right.
Come on,
So
Nite,
now.
come on.
Okay. All right. All right. Good morning, Excellencies.
Fetch Mr. Paris to me.
I'll get him.
Marshal, when did Reverend Hale arrive?
It were midnight, I think.
What is he about here?
He goes among them that will hang, sir. He's with Goody Nurse now. And Mr. Paris is with him.
Indeed. That man have no right into this place. Why do you let him?
Mr. Paris command me, sir. I cannot deny him.
Are you drunk, Marshal?
No, sir. It is a bitter night, and I have no fire here.
Fetch Mr. Paris to me.
Aye, sir.
There's a religious stench in this place.
I've only now begun to clear the people out for you, sir.
Beware hard drink.
Aye, sir.
Let's question Hale, Excellency. I should not be surprised if you've been preaching in Andover lately.
Look at that. Think nothing of Andover. Paris praises him. That's strange.
I think Paris has a mad look about him these days.
Man.
I mentioned him yesterday coming on toe, and I bid him good morning. And he laughed and went his way. I don't believe it's well for the village to see him so unsteady.
Perhaps he has some sorrow.
I think it'd be the cows.
The cows.
There be so many cows wandering the high road. Now their masters are in the dam. And much disagreement with their belongings. I know Mr. Paris be arguing with farmers all yesterday. There's great contention, sir, about the cows. Contention may go weeks, sir. We're always family people. Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for coming. Good morning, Judge Hawthorne.
Why do that Reverend Hale in here? He has no right to enter this place.
Excellency, a
Do you leave
moment.
him alone with the prisoners?
What is he about here?
Excellency, hear me. It is a providence. Reverend Hale has returned to bring Rebecca Nurse to God.
He bids her confess.
He sits with her, and Martha Corey and 2 or 3 others, and bids them confess their sins and save their lives.
And they soften. They soften.
Not yet, not yet. But I thought to summon you and... There's news, sir, that the court should reckon with. My niece, Abigail, I believe she has vanished.
Vanished!
I thought to advise the court of it early in the week.
Why? How long was she gone?
This will be the 3rd night, Your Honor. Mercy Lewis is on too.
Where might they be? I'll send a search party.
I believe they be aboard a boat, sir. My daughter tells me now that she heard them speaking of boats last week. And this morning I discovered my strong box is broken into.
She has robbed you?
31 pounds gone. I am penniless.
Mr. Paris, you are a brainless man.
Your Honor, it brought nothing to claim thief. I cannot think she would leave with such fear to keep me salient any longer. Since News of Andover is broken.
Andover is remedied. The court returns there Friday and will resume examinations.
Sir, but news here speaks rebellion and
There is no rebellion in Andover.
I only say what is said here, sir. To say that they have burned up the courts in Andover and will have no part of witchcraft. And we have faction here feeding on the news, sir, and I fear there may be a riot.
Right. Well, at every institution I've seen not with high satisfaction from the crowd.
If it were a different sort that hangs us down, Mr. Hawthorne. Rebecca is no Bridget that lived 3 years with Fisher before marrying. John Proctor is no Isaac Ward that dragged his family to ruin. I fear one of them stand upon the gibbet and send them some righteous prayer, and they shall lay vengeance upon you.
Your Honor, they're condemned witches. The court
Please,
has
Judge Hawthorne. How would you have it received then?
I would postpone these hangings for a time.
There will be no postponement.
Now that Reverend Hale's arrived, there's hope, I think. For if even one of them confess, it surely damns the others in the public eye. As they are now, unconfessed and claiming innocence, they'll multiply. Many honest people weep for them if our good purpose is lost in their tears.
Cheever, bring me the list.
It cannot be forgot, sir, that when I saw the parish of John Proctor's excommunication, there were barely 30 people in the church. That speak of discontent, I think.
There will be no postponement. Now look here. Which of these you have hope for? Which may be turned to God? I'll myself strive with them till morning.
There's not enough time till morning.
I will do my utmost. Which of them do you have hope for?
Your Excellency. Dagger.
What?
I opened the door to leave my house this morning. A dagger clattered to the ground. You cannot continue with this. There's danger for me.
Accept my congratulations, Mr. Hale. We're glad to see you return to your good work.
You must pardon them. They will not budge.
You misjudge me, sir. I cannot pardon these when 12 already hanged for the same crime. It is not just.
Rebecca will not confess.
Some rise with you. Excellency, I must have my time.
Now hear me and beguile me not, but pardon, please, for pardon and postponement. Then who will not confess themselves will hang. 12 already hanged for the same crime, and these 7 names are given out to the village, and they expect to see a hanging. Now, pardon now when you speak of faltering on my part, and while I speak the God's word, I will not crack his voice with liberating. And a repercussion here, know this. I would hang 10,000 with crimes against the law, and an ocean of salt tears could not melt the resolution of the statutes. Now draw yourselves up like men and help me to the good work, as you are bound by heaven to do. You have spoken with them all.
But Proctor is in detention.
What's his way now?
He sits like some great bird. Did not know he lived except he came his food from time to time.
His wife must be well on his child by now.
She is, sir.
What think you, Mr. Ferret? He appeared an awful man. Might his presence soften him?
Nay, he has not seen him these 3 months. I should summon him.
Is he at Edmund? Has he struck at you?
He cannot, sir. He's chained to the wall now.
Take her up and fetch him to me.
Aye, sir.
Excellency, if you postpone, we can publish to the town that you are striving for their confessions. We'll speak mercy on your part, not falter.
As God hath not empowered his John to stop his son from rising, so I have withhold from them the perfection of their punishment.
You think God knows to raise rebellion against the bank word. You are mistaken.
You have heard rebellion spoken in Salem?
Excellency, there are orphans wandering from house to house. The abandoned cattle bellow on the high roads. The stink of rotting crops hangs everywhere. No man knows when the harlot's cry will end his life, and you yet wonder if rebellion spoke? Better you should marvel that they did not burn your province.
Have you preached in Andover this last month?
Thank God they have no need of me in Andover.
You bewilder me, sir. Why do you return here?
Why, it is all simple. I come to do the devil's work. I come to counsel Christians should they belie themselves. There is blood on my head. Can you not see the blood on my head?
Hush!
Lady Proctor, hope you're hearty.
I'm yet 6 months before my time.
Fear not, we come not for your life. We'll... Mr. Hale.
Ruby Proctor, your husband is marked with hanging this morning.
I've heard it.
Know, do you not, that I have no connection with the court? I come with my own pocket. I would save your husband's life, or if he is taken, I come myself. You understand?
What do you want of me?
Dear Proctor, I have gone this 3 months like our Lord of the wilderness. I have sought a Christian life, for damnation is double on a minister who counsels men to lie.
It is no lie. You cannot
He
speak.
is a
the devil brought up any chair within you? Take her out. There's probably nothing to speak to her.
Let me speak with him, Excellency.
You strive with him.
Will you bid him stand fast, or will you not?
I promise nothing. Let me speak with him.
Where you leave them, Excellency?
You have been notified, have you not, Mr. Proctor? I see light in the sky. It comes with her wife, and may God help you turn her back on hell.
If you desire a cup of cider, Mr. Proctor, I am sure that I can... God lead you now.
You've been chained.
The child.
Rose.
Did you hear the voice?
Well, Rebecca down at Keystone.
You've not seen that.
I have not.
I marvel at it.
I know.
Have you confessed?
There be many confess.
Who are they?
There be hundreds or more, they say. Breathe out is one, I say a good come. There be many.
Rebecca.
Not Rebecca. She is one foot in heaven now, not in her more.
And Giles.
Not her.
I hear nothing where I'm kept.
Giles is dead.
And were you hanged?
You are not hanged. Do not answer the indictment I made, for if he did, it hang him surely on his property. And so he stand mute as a Christian under the law. And so the courts will have his form, for he cannot be condemned as wizard without an answer I am made.
And how does he die?
They press him, John.
Yes.
Great stones lay upon his chest until he bleed I am made. They say he gives them but 2 words. More weight, he says. He died.
More weight.
I refuse the man died.
Really been thinking I would confess to him. What say if I give him that?
I cannot judge you, John.
What would you have me do?
As you will, I would have it. I want you living, John, that's sure.
The child's wife, if she confessed,
She has not.
there's a pretense, Elizabeth.
What is?
I cannot mount the gibbet like a saint. I'm not that man. My honesty is broke, Elizabeth. I'm no good man. Nothing spoiled by giving them this lie. They were not wrong long before.
And may you not confess till now. That's be goodness in you.
Spite. Spite keeps me silent. It is hard to give a lie to dogs.
I would have your forgiveness, Elizabeth.
It is not.
I would have you see some goodness in it. Let them that never lie die now to save their souls. For me it is fraud. Abandon them, not by God, nor keep my children out of the wind. What say you?
John, it could not be I should forgive you, but would you forgive yourself? It is your soul, John. Only be sure of this, for I know it now. Whatever you will do, it is a good man that does it. I have read my heart these 3 months. I have sins of my own to count, and needs a cold wipe to prop.
Enough!
Better you should know me,
I'm
John.
not here and I know you.
Take my sins upon you, John.
Take my own, my own.
I counted myself so plain, so poorly made, no honest love could come to me. Suspicion kissed you and I never knew how I should say my love. You were a cold house I kept.
What say you, Proctor? The sun is soon up.
Do as you will. But let none be your judge. There be no greater judge under heaven than Proctor is. Forgive me. Forgive me, John. I never knew such goodness in the world.
I want my life.
You will confess yourself.
I will have my life.
God be praised. This is indeed a providence. He shall confess. Proctor will confess.
Why do you cry? It is evil, is it not? It is evil.
I cannot touch you, John.
And who will judge me? God in heaven. What is John Proctor? What is John Proctor? I think so. I am no saint. Let Rebecca go like a saint. For me it is fraud.
I cannot judge you, John.
Would you ever give Say it. Did you ever give them this? You would not. If tongues of fire were singeing you, you would not. It is evil. Good then. It is evil, and I do it!
Praise be to God. Praise be to God, man. Good blessed in heaven for this. Now, let's have it. Mr. Cheever.
Why must it be written?
Why, for good instruction of the village. This we will post on the church door. Where is Marshall?
Willard! Willard, hurry!
Now then, if you will speak clearly and to the point for Mr. Cheever's sake. Have you seen the devil in your life? Come, man! There's light in the sky. The town waits at the scaffold. I'll give out this good news. Have you seen the devil?
Praise God.
And when he come to you, he bid you do his work upon this earth.
He did.
And you bound yourself to his service. Ah! Goody nurse, come in, woman.
Oh, John, you are well then, eh?
Courage, man, courage. Let her see your example, that she may come to God herself. Now here, goody nurse, you bound yourself to the devil's service.
Why, John,
I did.
Now here, goody nurse, surely you see it profit nothing to hold this conspiracy any further. Will you confess
oh,
yourself?
John, God send his mercy on
Take
you.
her out!
I say, will you confess yourself?
Why? It is a lie. It is a lie. How may I damn myself? I cannot. I cannot.
The devil comes to you. You see goody nurse in his company?
No,
Did you see her sister, goody Eastie?
I did not.
Did you see Martha Corey with
I did not.
Did you see anyone with the devil?
I did not.
Mistaken, doctor. I'm not empowered to trade your life for a lie. You have surely seen someone with the devil. A score of other people have already testified that they have seen this woman with the devil.
But it is proved. Why must I say it?
Why must you say it? Why, you should rejoice to say it if your heart were purged of any love of hell.
Children of saints. I'd like not to spoil their names.
Do you think they go like saints? Look, sir, I think you mistake your duty here. She is already condemned for the unnatural murder of children, and you for setting your spirit out on very warrant. Your soul alone is the issue here, and you'll prove its whiteness, or you cannot live in a Christian country. Now, will you tell me who conspired with you with the devil?
I cannot judge another. I have no tongue for it.
Excellency, it is enough he confess. Let him sign it. Let him sign it.
It is a weighty name, sir. We'll surely strike the village when he sign it. Let him sign it. The sun is nearly up, Your Honor.
Come then, sign your testimony. Mr. Cheever, take to it.
You have all witnessed it. It is enough. You will not sign it. You have all witnessed it. What more is needed?
Do you sport with me? You will sign your name to it. It is no confession, mister.
Praise be to God.
If you please, sir.
No.
I must have.
No, I confess myself. It is enough.
No, it is not. I need the confession in my
You came to save my soul, did you not? Here. I confess myself. It is enough.
The village must have good.
Damn the village! I confess to God, and God sees my name on this. It is enough.
No, it is not.
I have confessed myself. Is there no good penitence but it be public? God sees my name. God knows how bad my sins are. It's enough.
Mr. Proctor.
You will not use me. I am no therapeutic teacher. I am John Proctor. It is no part of salvation that you should use me.
I do not wish to use
I have 3 boys, sir. How am I to teach them to walk like men in the world? And I sold my friends.
You have not sold.
They got me not. Blacking all their names today is the name of the church. The very day they hang for silence.
I must have put in legal proof that you have confessed.
You are the high court. Good enough. How am I confess myself? Say Proctor broke his knees and wept like a woman. Say what you will, but my name cannot.
Is it the same, is it not? If you sign to it or I say it.
No, it is not the same. What I sign to and others say is not the same.
Why? You mean to deny this confession when you were free?
I mean to deny nothing.
Then tell me why you
Because it is my name! Because I cannot have another in all my life. Because I lie and sign myself to lies. Because I am not with the dust on the feet of that man hang.
fingers. There is another judgment that waits us all.
Hang them high over the town. Whoever weak for these weak for corruption. Take them! Command.
John, I have not had my breakfast.
Go to him, Goody Proctor! Get him right! This one is up! Proctor! Proctor!
Come and plead with him. It is pride, it is vanity. Be his helper. What profit him to plead? Shall the worms declare his truth? Shall the dust praise him? Go to him, take his shame away.
He have his goodness now. God forbid I take